Hello Cancer, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. This is your January till June 2019 general and love reading. We're just looking at everything here for the first 6 months of 2019. I will be doing the second part of the year. So July, December, I will be uploading those in a couple of weeks on VIMEO for purchase. I will make the announcement when they will be ready. For those of you that want to see the second part of the year, for those of you that don't want to go to VIMEO and are able to wait, in June I will be uploading them on YouTube for free. So thank you for being here. You are very appreciated. Thank you for all that you do for my channel. Today is the 18th of January. They are a bit late, but it could not be helped. I'm taking a lot of cards, so these readings are a little bit long. Dear Cancer, we're in eclipse time. We're in between the first eclipse of the year, which happened around the 5th or 6th of the month. And now in a couple of days we've got another eclipse. So it's the full moon lunar eclipse. It's a supermoon and it's close to the earth. So it's a very big deal. And it's happening on the north node, next to the north node, which is in Cancer. It will be at 052 of Leo, right? So it's the last consecutive eclipse in the axis, on the axis Leo Aquarius, which started around 2017. What was happening for you around August 2017? I've had a bit of feedback. A lot of people, a few people actually have written to me and told me what happened in their lives around that time. That was a very strong lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse again. And it was in Leo again, but the south node, you know, was affecting the south node in Aquarius. Mars was involved, Uranus was involved. It was major. So let's see what you are finishing up with. This is a finishing point of what started back then. Let's cut your cards, Cancer, January until June 2019. What's going on? 2 cards for each month. So January, we've got the High Priestess. Okay, now if you want to know what cards I'm using the about 6 decks here. 3, yeah, about 6 decks. So they're all going to be in the description box below. Okay, so I don't have to name each deck. The second card for January is the 5 of Pentacles. January, February, we've got the Tower. Sorry about the lighting, but I can't help it. Next card is the 6 of Wands. So February is looking very good for you. March, we've got the Queen of Swords. And we've got the Strength card, which is the sign of Leo. April, 3 of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. May, you've got the Ace of Cups. And the 9 of Swords. And in June, you have, wow, the 10 of Swords. So if we go from the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords, something is changing for you. 10 of Swords, which is great because it means it's the ending of your worry. Let's see what other card you have. And the 4 of Wands. So, very interesting. Let's take a major arcana for each month. Spirit guides and angels for Cancer, January until June. Okay, we have January, you've got the Star card, which is the sign of Aquarius. February, we've got the Chariot, which is your card. March, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarian energy. April, you have the Death card, which is Scorpio. May, we have Temperance, again Sagittarius. Some of you may have strong Sagittarius in your chart, or you're dealing with someone who is a Sagittarian. Okay, and in June we have the Emperor, which is nice, very nice indeed. So the Emperor is number 4, so is the Four of Wands. Let's see what Spirit has got to tell for you for each month, January until June. Cancer. Cancer, in January, we have Strength. I will be reading the card when I finish choosing the cards. February, we have Dream Talk. And this, you know, it's funny that the Chariot looks like a dream as well. March, you've got Trust, and it's right on top of the card of the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. Sagittarius is all about truth, trust, having the faith. Let's see what April, Believe. Again, a card of spirituality. May, we have Reach Out. And in June, we have Embrace the Moment, which is lovely. Okay, let's look at the astrology. The astrology cards for Cancer, January until June. Spirit guides, angels. January, we have Gemini, I think. And that is, of course, Gemini is Mercury as well as Virgo. February, we've got first house, the body. March, we have Saturn and Truth. Goodness me. Again, we've got Truth on top of Sagittarian energy. Okay, April, we've got 11th house and Friends. May, we have 6th house and Routine. And in June, we have Venus and Love. That's beautiful, having that right on top of the Four of Wands. Looks like June is going to be an amazing month. Let's look at the romance angels. Yes, there are a lot of cards. That's why these readings are quite long. I will try and get through them as soon as I can. Spirit guides, angels, Archangel Michael, January until June. In love for Cancer. January, we've got wedding. Starts off in January. Something is happening with a wedding here. February, in love. Flirt. March, chemistry. April, codependency. May, trust. And June, heart-to-heart conversations. Beautiful. And let's take a chocolate message card, which I love this deck. There are so many beautiful messages in here. Okay, one card for each month. Cancer. Cancer. Okay. January, we have child at heart. It's milk chocolate. February, we have strawberry cream chocolate, romance. For March, we have melted chocolate, goodness. Goodness, it says. For April, we have almond chocolate, achievements. And May, chocolate chip cookie, manifestation. That's beautiful. And for June, we've got Easter eggs, rebirth in June. Beautiful. Okay, let's begin. Okay, dear Cancer, let's begin with the first cards, which is the tarot. Okay, we have the High Priestess as well as the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the High Priestess is a number 2. Twos always speak of partnership, relationship, balance. Now the High Priestess is all about intuition. The High Priestess does speak of Virgo, Piscean axis. And secrets may be involved. This speaks of strong intuition. And, you know, being very psychic. Okay, so trusting in what you feel is coming. There may be secrets that are being withheld from you. We've got also the Five of Pentacles, which fives always speak of an imbalance. You know, it's an odd number. And 5 here in this card, in this deck here, which is the Mystical Tarot, as you can see, we're talking about deep wounds. These people are wounded quite a bit, and they're quite low in love. There's not enough love here. Maybe 2 people are actually feeling left out. Now, secrets could be the reason. Secrets, anything to do with money, with because the Five of Pentacles, for me, you know, it always shows that church in the background. To me, it says that spiritually there is an imbalance here. There is no real telepathy between the 2 people in this card. Now, if this is a romantic relationship, even a family relationship, doesn't really matter. There's no strong connection. I feel as though there's something missing here, and it could be information that's missing, that's being withheld, and therefore, as a result, both people are feeling left out. I'm not saying that they're together. They could be connected spiritually, but they're not aligned. Maybe it's meant to be that they're together. There's supposed to be good communication here. And as I said, telepathy is when, you know, you feel the other person. You can actually, if you're aligned and you're well aligned, you're connected, I want to say, in some way. But there's a disconnect here for some reason. That's what I've been trying to get out all this time. Now, it could be because of finances. It could be because both parties are not on the same spiritual level as yet. Now, in eclipse season, there's always shifting energies. So things change. Things change. If we're not on the right path, we're jolted onto the right path. So something is happening behind the scenes, something that the tarot doesn't really want to tell us here. But we have to trust in what we feel in our gut. You have to trust that you know the answers, even though you cannot really see them right now. That's what these two cards are talking about. Now, as I said, Virgo is prominent here because of the Pentacles. It's an earth sign, as well as the High Priestess being the axis Virgo Pisces. So you may be dealing with a Virgo person, because it could even be Pisces, because, you know, whatever axis we're talking about, let's say if it's a Virgo, they've got a lot of Pisces in them, and the other way around. Now, speaking of these two signs, of course, you may have strong Virgo or Pisces in your chart. I don't know who's holding back on information here, but both people are at odds. They're at a loss because of it. Okay? So, yeah. It's interesting because the High Priestess is the moon goddess, and she deals with the moon. She always shows the new moon crescent at her feet. So therefore, with the full moon lunar eclipse, secrets may be coming to light, and people may be feeling for an instant, and it's not going to be for long, I feel, that there is a disconnect. As I said, there is some sort of a distance here. Okay, let's look at what other cards we have. We've got Gemini, I think, which is a number 15, and 15 is the number of the devil in the tarot. 15 also adds to a 6, and the 6th house is Virgo again. Virgo is routine. It's health. It's, you know, what we do day to day, and pets as well. Now, Virgo is very steady. They do things, you know, they look into the information, they take time, you know, they're not people who rush. So they analyze everything. Now, it's funny that Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury. I just want to add to that transiting Mercury is on top of Pluto as I'm doing this reading. So January is, you know, deep communication. There is a need for deep communication. Things could be coming to light through thought, your thought process. Gemini is the left brain, it's our logic. Now, we've got a lot of Capricornian energy, and it's funny that Mercury has just moved off Saturn in Capricorn. Now it's right on top of Pluto. So Pluto is all about transformation. Mercury is probing, you know, in the darkest depths of Pluto. And Pluto, again, is, you know, death and transformation. Changes are abound in anything to do with Capricorn. Capricorn is the devil, right? It's number 15 in the tarot. And Capricorn can speak of authority, any authority in your life, also career, your father, as well as your status, how people see you in the world. So again, I think, and Gemini is, you know, it's an air sign. Virgo is also very intellectual, ruled by Mercury. Mercury's having a tough time. It doesn't like, even though Capricorn is an earth sign, yes, Mercury is with, you know, teams up. It's on Team Virgo, but Mercury is thought process, as I said. So Mercury will be happy once it moves into Aquarius. Now, the sun is still in Capricorn, so if you're a Capricorn cross-watching, happy birthday. We've got the star card here, which is Aquarius. So Mercury will be moving into Aquarius very soon. The star is a wish card. Some of you may be dealing with with Aquarian energy. Now, Aquarius is the 11th house in the natural horoscope. Aquarius speaks of socializing, being amongst associations and groups. It's the house of wishes and dreams. Now, Gemini, again, is all about communication. Gemini is the 3rd house, which speaks of, siblings, neighbors, being in a small group, education, short distance travel. Now the moon is in Gemini as I'm doing this reading. Once it moves to the end of Cancer, it's the eclipse, and that's happening, as I said, in about 3 days. So that's going to be interesting what the eclipse is going to bring on. So Aquarius is that shining star. Some of you may be thinking of communication through social media. Okay. Now the star card is also a healing quality. Okay, so let's look at the romance angels, and we've got wedding. This situation involves marriage. So yeah, and it's funny that the sun is almost ready to move into Aquarius. So something around a wedding is beginning, is happening for you in January. Now the card says this situation involves marriage. So some of you that are in a committed partnership, there may be promise or some sort of communication, a thought that may be starting in January. We do have the 4 of Wands here, which is the wedding card in June. So something is beginning involving a marriage or a wedding. You might even be attending a wedding, let's say in January. Okay, or the invitation may be coming through in January for a wedding that's going to happen in June. Okay, so could be a lot of things. For those of you that are married, there is some sort of change that's happening here. Something is being analyzed. There's a lot of thought going on in here, and through communication, I would say it's like there is going to be a rebirth for you with Pluto and Mercury together there in Capricorn. Okay, some of you may be changing your status. Okay, let's see. The chocolate card is going to be very interesting. Let's look at the strength card here, the spirit card, which reads, strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. So the strength card does speak of Leo. Now we know that the eclipse is in Leo, so it's affecting Aquarius as well. And we do have the card of Aquarius. Interesting again. Now, the eclipse is happening not very far off where the South Node was in the eclipse of August 2017. So the sun is coming close, very slowly, it's touching on that point. So August is very important, I think, here. So strength, again, is Leo. That's where the eclipse happened in August 2017. Now it's happening on the cusp, dear Cancer, of Leo and Cancer. The North Node being in your sign is very important. Very important indeed. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, let's look at the card. I have it upside down. So milk, chocolate, child at heart. Now it's funny that you Cancerians, your children at heart, because the 4th house is all about the inner child. Okay, so I'm going to read the message on the back. You can stop your video and have a look and read it for yourself. I will read for you. Embrace the big kid in your heart. Awaken the inner child. There's that inner child, which is you. And go with the flow, and others will warm to your easygoing nature. Nostalgia and memories will be at the forefront of your thoughts, and you may find yourself becoming easily bored with your present life. Now, it's funny that we're talking about your present life. With the North Node in Cancer, we're talking about the future and where you should be heading. So it is important to say whatever is on your mind with the innocence and honesty of a child. Stay grounded and steadfast. And that's got a lot to do with the Virgo energy in your cards there for January. And the affirmation is, I go with the flow, allowing in what I want and letting go of that which no longer serves me. Speaking my mind always serves me well. So very strong Gemini energy. Aquarian energy, which is air energy, and they do like to speak their mind. Okay, so let's go on to, just before I go on to February, I want to say that Venus is very close to Jupiter right now. So, Jupiter expands. It's very strong in its home of Sagittarius. It expands on everything it touches on. Now, Venus is love, money, values, our projects, whatever we're doing. Now, Sagittarius is all about truth. It's seeing the bigger picture. Yeah? It's also about spirituality, being very free-spirited. Now, Jupiter is very happy in its home. Okay, so, this is a beautiful transit right now. Venus is also kissing, I should say, Mars. Mars in Aries, in its home sign of Aries, is very strong. Venus and Mars trining, which is a beautiful aspect right now in January, is bringing in a lot of strong passion. Mars is the warrior, especially in Aries. It's beginning something new. It's got the vitality, it's got the strength, it's got the power. So the power to manifest something new, okay? But it's all about truth, okay? It's all about truth. Now, there may be a difficult, in a sense, Jupiter is squaring a difficult aspect onto Neptune in Pisces, and that will be happening the most of the year, for most of the year. And that could be seeing things overexpanded and being disillusioned, going overboard with, Neptune can speak of, being in your own world, being in a dream state and not really seeing the truth. So be careful with that energy. All right. Now let's go on to February. And we have the Tower. And the Tower is, for me, it's Uranian energy. Uranus breaks down what does not work for it. For some of you, this could also be Scorpio. Why I say Scorpio, a lot of people say it. The Tower is the actual shift, and I believe that whatever is happening with the eclipse in January will be affecting you, for most of you, strongly in February. It was the first card that came through, so I would say roughly the first half of February. Now, whatever shift is happening and change here, Uranus is at the last degrees of Aries. It's ready to move into, in a couple of months, it is moving into actual Taurus. So we're breaking down on whatever does not work, whatever we do not value. I'm just moving the chart so I could see what's happening in February. So yeah, Uranus is at 29 degrees and 20 minutes. So it is very, very powerful at this time. Mind you, Mars has just moved over Aries, so that can be quite electrifying energy, quite aggressive. It looks like there is a shift here, but whatever the outcome, you're going to be successful. You've got the Six of Wands. Now that is success, it's glory, it's being congratulated on a job well done. Six of Wands can also be, of course, it can be ego, strong ego, and we did mention the sign of Leo here, which is renowned for ego. That's the shadow side of Leo. Not that Leos are not beautiful people, they are. But they can, their downside is that they can have a strong ego. Now, usually the fixed signs, which is a Scorpio, Taurus, Leo and Aquarius, where the eclipses are, they can have a strong ego. So sometimes healthy ego can be very good. Being over egotistical does not work. So yeah, mind you, in February Venus will be right on top of Saturn. So Saturn, the good side of Saturn, which is the Lord of Karma in Capricorn, is that yes, having done the hard work, it will give back to you. It will give back to you what? Stability, longevity, the lessons of anything karmic in your life. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anything karmic in your life, just checking. Yeah. That you've gone through or that you're going through, know that you're putting in the hard work. Everyone, this is affecting everyone in the month, all the signs, in the month of February, because Venus will be right on top of Saturn. Now, I explained already what Venus is and what Saturn is. Venus is, it's not easy for Venus being here with these two malefic planets. Once she moves over Saturn, she's going to touch on Pluto. And again, that's transformation. That's the good part. Okay, yes, we're putting in the hard work, but the payoff is amazing. I'm looking forward for you. February is looking fantastic so far. Let's look at the rest of your cards. Now, as I said, we've got, and it shows Mars here on this card. Okay, so Mars will be in Taurus. Taurus is what we value. It's what we have, what is ours. Taurus is all about our comforts. It's the five senses. It's also the, the physical body. So for those of you that have any health issues, this is looking fantastic, okay? Because this is a 6, it's a number of balance. Again, the 6th house is Virgo, which is health. Do not worry, that's all fantastic. Let's look at the card of karma. We've got your card. This is the Chariot. You're moving forward. Okay, some of you may be literally moving because of some sort of a successful resolution, outcome, movement. Now, the card of Cancer here, the Chariot, it is a number 7, which is the divine. As well as that, and I believe that you've got the divine with you here. You've got help to overcome whatever obstacles are ahead of you. Now, this card always reminds me of a dream state, a dreamy-like energy. Okay, it looks like a dream. It really does. So, you've got 2, 3 horses here. I don't know if this speaks to you personally. Okay, there is strong energy here. You're on the horse's back. You're moving. You are running, rushing through, getting to a better place. So this is very quick movement here. Very, very quick movement. And as I said, you may even be moving house. You're in the driver's seat here. Take advantage of it. And as I said, it could be dealing with anything to do with home, because the 4th house of Cancer is the home. That's where the North Node is. So this is a very, very fated month. Okay, so let's see what we've got for the, for the astrology. We've got 1st house in the body, and it's a number 25, which adds to a 7 again. Now the body is as I said, I mentioned the physical body. First house it involves everything in your life. Each house in the horoscope, for those of you that don't know, involves some part of your life. The first house is everything. So it could be the way people see you in the world. It could be your health. It could be anything, because it does even speak of the physical body. Okay? So the first house for me is the most important house of all the 12 houses in the horoscope. Okay, so the first house in the natural horoscope is Aries. Okay, and Aries ruler Mars is in Taurus, which again speaks of the physical body. Now Aries, the first house, is the seed that is planted. It's the germination of a seed. It's where it sprouts. Okay, so it's the birth of something new that's happening here. And again, Aries is the warrior, and Uranus is still at the last degrees of Aries. I believe that for you, dear Cancer, with Uranus at the last degrees, ready to move into Taurus, a lot is going to change for you in this month. Okay? Now, Uranus is the rebel. It breaks down what does not work. It's the genius. It's doing things in a different way. It's being quirky and not being... It's being part of a group, but standing out in the group, whatever you're doing. Is it work? Is it whatever group situation you're in? You're the individual and you're going to stand out. Let's see what love is showing. And we've got flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. And flirtation is usually Leo, because Leo is the house of flirtation. So with the card flirt, I'm going to say Leo is all about the heart. Some of you may be even meeting someone when you move, whatever movement you're doing, whether it's literal or metaphorical, you're flirting, because your heart is in it. Okay, you feel that. And the person that you may be dealing with, for those of you that are single, there may be a little bit of ego here. So, but there is a lot of passion. I feel that there is a strong, passionate energy here. Okay? It does say extend your light-hearted energy to others. So what you do here in this month, you're going to be the beacon of light, I would say. Because as I said, even with the energy of Leo that's in here, some of you may even have created something of your own, and it's starting to move. Suddenly it's being acknowledged. Okay, and that could be anything to do with work or anything that you've created, literally. Let's look at the spirit message. Dream talk. Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. So pay attention. You are receiving the synchronicities and the information that's missing for you through your dreams. You've got the Chariot here, as I said. It's like a card of dreams. Now, you could actually be visualizing of where you're actually moving to. Okay, the spirit world may actually be showing you where you need to move to overcome whatever obstacles are ahead of you, or that you're dealing with in the month of February. Okay, so subconsciously, you will be receiving the messages. Okay, so let's take the chocolate message card. Strawberry cream chocolate romance. Beautiful. Let's read the back, just showing you the card so you can have a look at it. And it says, it is okay to feel reluctant and shy. View the world through romantic eyes. Open your heart to tenderness, even when caution and tradition are encouraged. Be a loyal friend to others and yourself. Embrace nostalgia and sentimentality. A time of happiness and childhood memories abounds. There's that child, there's that inner child, you guys again. Return to your youth. Honor your inner child. Ring an old friend. Organize a school reunion. Approach a new opportunity with a childlike eagerness. Welcome all opportunity with childlike excitement. And the affirmation is, I honor my inner child and give it all it needs to stay nourished, healthy and happy and young at heart. That's beautiful. Okay, so some of you may even be dealing with family at this time. You may be revisiting family, connecting with your roots. Okay. And there's a lot of light-hearted energy here. Okay, so that's gonna behoove you. Physically, that's gonna help your through your mental happiness. Of course, the body is nourished. All right, so let's go now. Let's go, you guys, onto the next month, onto the month of March, and see what we've got here. Okay, and we have, as I said, the Strength card as well as the Queen of Swords. Now you have the card of Gemini and Aquarius here, so you may be still dealing with that air sign. For those of you that are dealing with an Aquarian or a Gemini or a Virgo, I'm going to say. Now, I want to say that all the signs that I mention, I'm always mentioning signs where you can fit it with your moon or your rising sign. Now, if you're a female, you can look at your Venus. If you're a male, please look at your Mars. Sometimes, even if there is no air energy around you, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, we may be taking on, because we've all got air in the chart. Sorry about that. We may be embodying the energy of, the air signs, which are very outspoken. They speak their truth. They don't hide things. They're people who mind their heart. They're very careful with their inner child, let's say. And here we've got the Strength card, which speaks of courage, taming that wild beast. So it's very different, two energies that are quite different. It's funny, this is really funny, because I want to say that the air quality is Aquarius. Why? Because we've got Leo, and I would say having air would be where the South Node is finishing up, right, with this eclipse in January. So Leo, as I said, is true love. It's all about the heart. It's children. It's taking a risk. So speaking your truth, taking a risk in speaking the truth. Now, one energy here is very cold and the other one is very warm. It's actually hot, because Leo can get quite heated in the sense that it's a fire sign. Okay, so we've got two polar opposite energies here. So I would say try and balance both out. Okay, be patient. You've got the strength. Now you may have the strength through communication. That's what that could mean. But the Queen of Swords could also be cutting some situation, like cutting through it, through communication. Okay, now in March, Venus has moved into Aquarius, so she's flying through Aquarius actually. Mercury has moved into Pisces, and Pisces is very hidden. Mercury's sort of moved over Neptune, so Neptune could be those rose-colored glasses, and Mercury's communication. So maybe these rose-colored glasses have come off. The sun is actually at the last degrees of Pisces, so Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. There is some sort of a completion here. As well as that, I want to say, just let me look back into February because I didn't look at Chiron. Chiron in February is right on the cusp of Pisces and Aries, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So there is something changing here. It's the ending of a cycle. Past life wounds, childhood conditioning is coming to an end. And whatever you were dealing with is finishing up. It's changing. There is a new cycle beginning. Now, in the month of March, it's actually moved. The victim mentality has changed. It's changed. You know, Chiron has moved into Aries. It's all about me. I am. That's what Aries is. So whatever you're trying to heal, you're healing yourself first, I believe. And you're the warrior. You're actually going to have the strength to heal others, okay? I would say in the month of March. You're in a strong position, so use your strength. Now, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius. This is a 10. Again, 10 speak of completions and new beginnings. Sagittarius is the truth. It's looking at the bigger picture. It's spirituality. Okay? Sagittarius is foreign places and people at a distance. All right? So Jupiter loves to expand. Now, Jupiter can speak of, yes, legal issues, but usually the Wheel of Fortune is very lucky. Now, Jupiter is still in its home sign of Sag, and it's moving direct. It's in the third decan, which means the last 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's very strong. Okay, and it will be sextiling Venus. Venus is the goddess of love. Jupiter is expansion. Okay, so lovely, lovely energy here. And again, we've got the energy of Sagittarius. You could be dealing with someone who is at a distance, okay? Someone who is spiritually strong. Now, you could be aligning with the divine. There is a positive change coming through here. If the wheel was down, it's turning in your favor here. Let's look at the astrology card, and we've got Saturn. Saturn will be very close to Pluto, and that's not an easy energy, and I'm going to say that. But you know what? It's forming beautiful aspects across to Mars in Taurus. So this is great. Saturn is, you're receiving the lessons, but you've got the strength. You've got the strength to beat anyone that's been in your way, any situation that's been in your way. There is change. You're the fighter. You're the warrior. You go for what you desire. You go for what is of value to you. Now, you may be dealing with someone who can be the Saturnian energy in your life. This could be an elder. This could be a father. This could be a boss. And this could even be the law. Okay, so this speaks of truth. The truth could be setting you free. You're going to have the energy to move through this. And whatever it is, yes, you are receiving the lessons, but Saturn also gives back. Okay, now again, it's a number 6. Again, number 6 is coming up, which is the house of Virgo. Okay, so, and again, even through career, the South Node is also in Capricorn. Okay, the South Node is what we're letting go of past life, karma, anything to do with past lives, things that are known and familiar to you, even your childhood if you don't believe in reincarnation. Okay, some of you through the change, you've received the lessons, you're standing in your truth, and that's what Sagittarius is here for you. Now, trust is the spiritual message. Let me show you the card. And trust is what Jupiter is telling you to do in Sagittarius. Trust, have faith. Now, Even in her chest, we've got a wheel, we've got a compass. Again, anything to do with foreign places and people. While your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. The logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. So, boundless opportunities, that does speak of Jupiter, does it not? So, wow, that's a very interesting message. That says a lot. For a lot of you, you're going to take this message in your own way because you've got your own personal situation. Let's look at your love life. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Now, a strong magnetic attraction. It's funny that, Mars, which speaks of passion, and it's in Taurus, which speaks of values and the natural body, the physical body. It's funny that Scorpio is right across, and Scorpio is all about chemistry. It's all about passion. It's all about sexuality and intimacy. Okay, so the month of March, there is a lot of passion here. Now, because Mars is trining over to Pluto, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So there is death and transformation here. There is a rebirth in relation to sexuality, to the physical body, to sexual intimacy, right? And to your values, as well as shared resources, the things that you own. And when I say chemistry, in love, that is, of course, strong passion, but chemistry can also speak of, when we think of Sagittarius, we have temperance, right? Temperance is the card of Sag. Chemistry is those angels that are, there is some sort of potion which is formulated here. I believe that the divine is working on your behalf here. And chemistry can speak of attraction, magnetism, all those things. You are, let's say, the magnetism is bringing in, I believe that there is strong abundance here for you. Financial, even financial, because through work, Capricorn is the house of career. There is a lot happening here. You are drawing in beautiful things, okay? Financial and luck. So have a go on the lottery here. Have the faith. Give it a go. Give it a go here in March. Yep. All right. Just a word of advice. Sometimes the truth can really set us free. If there is something that is withheld, if there is strong attraction here, let the other person know. It's time to speak your truth with a Queen of Swords. Okay? Let's look at what the card is saying. Goodness. Melted chocolate. Now, through a lot of passion, heat, we have the chocolate that's melting here. Okay? Some of you may be also in a very warm climate at this time. Goodness. Let's see what the message is here. Okay, this card represents the peacemaker and crowd pleaser. While you can see the good in people being practical of mind, and that's an earth sign, practicality, right, Virgo? And down to earth, of course, will evoke a sense of integrity, inspiring others to seek your advice. It looks like, dear Cancer, you may be a person who is either seeking advice, you do have that air sign, or you're the one that's giving the advice out. And, the Queen of Swords could also be a magistrate, a solicitor. While it is important to be there for everyone, it is equally as important to set time aside for yourself. Putting yourself first will make you a better friend, lover, parent, or colleague. And that's really funny because it does show Leo, and Leo is where the North Node and the eclipse is happening in January, so we're still in the energy of the eclipses. It's only very soon after. that you need to love and nurture yourself. Yes, Leo is the heart. So as it says, it's important to be there for everyone, but make sure that you do for yourself. And the affirmation here is, I allow myself to go with the flow and make time for myself. I remember my true essence. Okay, so wonderful. Let's go to the month of April. And we have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Now, even though I've mentioned Virgo very often, the King of Pentacles for me is very classically, it's Taurus. Because why? Because Taurus they love their comforts. Taurus is all about the money. They're very steadfast. Nevertheless, if you're not dealing with a Taurian, then this could be another earth sign, so Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. We do have a lot of energy, strong energies of Capricorn, and the sun in the month of April is at the last degrees of Aries. It's ready to move into Taurus. Now the Three of Pentacles does say that you are being congratulated on a job well done. You know, this person here, this King of Pentacles, could be a boss. This could even be a promotion where you become the manager because you've done a wonderful job. You've fine-tuned your craft. You've been noticed, so the promotion comes through. You get that that pat on the back from your peers, from your boss, I should say, from your authority, whoever is on top of you in this, in your situation, in your career. This could even be a father, let's say, giving you a pat on the back and saying, job well done, son, you know. Doesn't matter. It looks like, yeah, for some of you, for those young ones, you could be following in the steps of, you know, a father here, moving into the family business, you know, anything to do with money. We've got a lot of money here. Now, 3 is a number of expansion. This could be partnering up with someone who could, you know, be very strong, business-minded. Someone could be bringing in the more money, investing, you know, if you're welcoming someone aboard in your career, in your business. This is someone who's there to stay. This is looking fantastic. 3 says that, you know, you've planted those seeds and your business is expanding. Okay, so now if this is love, again, we've got expansion. The money's coming through. Business is looking fantastic. Sorry. Now, it's funny that we've got the Death card here, and that is the energy of Scorpio. Now, as I said, I believe that this is very strong Taurian energy. All the earth signs work very hard. Capricorn works very hard as well. The transformation could be coming through hard work because Pluto is in Capricorn. The transformation could be coming through because you've put in the hard work. Saturn is right there. As I said, there is a change here. That now we've got death and transformation. So there could be a change in your career life. A change in karma again, because the South Node is there. Now, when we've got the North Node in Cancer and the South Node in Pluto, we're supposed to be balancing out work and home life. So let's say this was Taurian energy, which would be the second house of what I have, you know, what is mine. That's what Taurus is all about, the house of Taurus. Here we've got the house right opposite Scorpio, which is other people's money. It's moving in together, living together, sharing everything with a partner, being intimate. You know, the sexual organs. Scorpio rules the sexual organs. So this could be a balancing out of what you do, what you own, let's say, and what your partner brings in. Nevertheless, this is a big change here. This is very Pluto. And this is very strong fixed energy. Scorpio is fixed energy. So, you know, change is difficult here. Even if this is Taurus, they're fixed signs. So there could be a little bit of stubbornness here. Now here we've got, wow, it's funny that we've got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So too much work. Codependency does ring, the devil does ring Capricorn. Capricorn is your career. It's your work. It's the hard work that you put in. So with the King of Pentacles here, this could say that you are too much work, no play, and something's got to give. Something's got to change here. Now, if this is a relationship that you're in, you may be dealing with an earth sign. Could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Scorpio, I want to say. That maybe there's just too much work here, and there's got to be a balance out with work and home. Okay, there's got to be a change. Something has got to give with the codependency. Now, as I said, someone could be addicted to work, addicted to sex addictions here with the Scorpio card. There could be secrets that are coming to light here because the house of Scorpio is very deep, very dark. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what else we've got here. Ooh, just dropped a card. The Spirit card. Okay, we've got here, believe. I'll show you the card. And reading the card, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all who you are, is the power of your belief. And the power does speak of Pluto. So in a way it says the difference between success over failure, success over failure. Now that does ring a lot Pluto, right? Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. So there is a sense of being worried about being successful or failing here in whatever venture you're dealing with. Now believe again that speaks of Sagittarius. Okay, now Sagittarius is all about it, the truth and our beliefs and all that. So you may even be dealing with someone, oh wow, I want to say this. So in the month of April, Jupiter has gone retrograde. It will be retrograding. So that's a time of doing the work, turning inwards. Retrogrades always speak of redoing things. We've got a chance to look over things. It's like going back to pick up the jewels that we've left behind, and that deals with, you know, when Jupiter was direct, we didn't see what was left behind. So when Jupiter goes retrograde, it's a time of redoing things, and you're going to come across things that are going to help you. As soon as Jupiter moves direct, you will see the outcome, okay, of this period of time here. So again, I said Scorpio is very hidden. You need to believe in the success. You know, the power of belief is everything. Now, 11th house and friends. 11th house is the natural house of Aquarius. Friends and associations, wishes coming true. Aquarius again is doing things in a different way. You may be dealing with friends that could have addictions. Some of you single people out there, if you're dealing with people that have got addictions, be careful, because even Scorpio deals with drugs, you know. Be careful with addiction. Scorpio can be, the dark side of Scorpio can be very harsh. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And addictions, of course, that does speak of the devil, okay, in the Romance Angels. So for those of you that are dealing with someone who you might be meeting through friends that is using drugs, could be an alcoholic, whatever addictions these are, could even be sex addictions. Just take care at this time, okay? So now the 11th house, which speaks of friends, could be, some of you could be supported or being given a pat on the back from friends for doing a good job. The 11th house again is the house of wishes and dreams. So there is potential here to manifest if you're fine-tuning something here. Just don't go into the shadow side, the codependent side. Be careful with that because that's difficult energy. Now here we've got almond chocolate, achievements. This is great. Let's look at the card. And we've got this card speaks of high expectations, grand ideals, and elevated priorities. It signifies the workaholic. Wow. Wow, Cancer. The workaholic and the overachiever. Be mindful of your goals and how you plan to achieve them. While it is healthy to aim for the top, it is important to never forget the people and situations that helped you get there, and they could be friends for you, dear Cancer. Take a break every now and then. Take the time to ponder where you came from. Remember your roots. Pay attention to family and friends. And the affirmation is, I enjoy the fruits of my labor with those who helped me get where I needed to go. So, yep, there's been support through friendship, through family in the month of April. Again, don't overdo it with work. Okay, so let's go on to the month of May. And we have the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So the Ace of Cups could be another water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio like you. Or, we've got all the water signs here because we've got Cancer here, we've got Scorpio here, and here I'm mentioning we had Pisces with the High Priestess as well. Ace of Cups is always something that we start with, something that's going to make you very happy. We've got the Nine of Swords, so this is sleepless nights. Could this be jealousy? If you've started a relationship, I don't know where there is jealousy. Communication is, I think, too much. I think you're over analyzing things. This does ring very strongly of air quality. Again, Gemini or Aquarius. Libra is not in the reading so far, so I'm not going to mention Libra. So, yeah, this is the Nine of Swords, which says that it's, very heavy energy. Insomnia this speaks of. Now, even though you've got the Ace of Cups, your emotional self is very happy here, but there is some sort of overanalyzing here. I don't know why. And if we add these two numbers together, a 1 and a 9 does equal a 10. This is, the 9 is the last, the darkest. No, I'm not going to say the darkest before the dawn because that's the 10 of Swords, but it is a difficult energy, which is the heaviest of all the Swords cards, I would say here. Now, being over analytical, sorry about that, my computer just stopped. I was saying being too over analytical, being a perfectionist here. Maybe you've got, for some of you, if this is some sort of a pregnancy, You may have trouble sleeping, I want to say. And I'm saying pregnancy because, I'm talking to so many people here, because the Ace of Cups could always be. Even though it's not the Ace of Pentacles, it could be something that's making you very, very happy. We do have the Easter eggs there, so we're looking, the egg is the energy of something that is germinating. I've already mentioned that about something beginning to grow. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. This is Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius. Jupiter likes to expand. Temperance speaks of healing. It speaks of patience. And it also speaks of foreigners. Anything to do with, distant lands as well as different cultures. Okay, now this is your spirit guides and your angels. You're not alone here at all. Let's look at what the astrology card says. 6th house and routine. And there's a 3. It's a 30. Breaks down to 3, which is the Empress quality. It's expansion and growth. Okay. So you also have the 3 of Pentacles here in April. Let's look at what's happening in the planets. Venus has just moved into, oh my God, Venus and Uranus are both at 3 degrees. Both at 3 degrees. They're together. They're conjunct in Taurus. Taurus is the physical body. Here we've got the 6th house routine, which is, again, the physical body. It's the house of Virgo. Health. Yes? Now Uranus, wow. Uranus is the nervous system. The nervous system. It can be quite a nerve-wracking time right here. Anything to do with love, projects, your physical body, okay, and your values, okay? And again, Uranus, as I said, changes things up. You may be changing anything up to do with your value system. Anything. And that could be suddenly, again, doing things differently. Okay, so 6th house again is the natural house of Virgo here. Now we've got trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. There is Sagittarius again, faith. Trust in the process. Trust that if you keep worrying the way you're worrying, it's going to affect your health. Trust in the divine source, in the divine way, and that you are not alone. We've got beautiful, beautiful energies in, oh wow, we've got this beautiful water trine. When I say water trine, it means it's that triangle which is connecting, it's beautiful flowing energy, and it's connecting the 3 water signs. It's connecting Neptune in Pisces with the moon in Scorpio and the North Node in your sign. Now the moon moves quickly, so it's not going to be, it's around, I'm talking about around the 18th of May. Okay, that's a very important time. One moment, please. Cancer. As you can see, the scene has changed. I do apologize. I had a tower moment of my own yesterday. We are in eclipse time, so that could not be helped. I had to stop the reading and deal with another matter. Everyone is going through the eclipse energies. Today is actually the day after. I was totally shattered that I had to, after about an hour of talking, I was going to scrap this reading, but I thought, no, I'm going to pick up from where I left off. Logically, I could have pulled different cards. I'm going to continue your reading from where I left off yesterday. Today's actually the 19th. Yesterday was the 18th of January. So we're only a couple of days before the full moon lunar eclipse on the cusp of Leo and Cancer. And I've been feeling the energy the past few days. So I don't know what's happening for you. I can see it around everywhere. There is havoc. It's crazy. I hear people going through many, many issues. I'm in that whirlwind as well. So I do, as I said, apologize that I need to pick up from where I left off. And I will pull 3 extra cards, just as, let's say from January to June, 3 cards. So in 3 lots, I will do just a bit more information. That's your extra bonus for my changing the scenery, doing this the next day. All right, so I was talking astrologically for May, and I do remember saying that there was this beautiful trine, and it doesn't last long with the moon that will be, breaking up the grand water trine. Beautiful, beautiful flowing energy. Things come naturally. Water signs are all about emotions. They're all about intuition as well. So having the North Node in Cancer being in that trine says that it is a very fated time. Now, I was talking about the romance angel, and I did tell you that whatever is happening in May, you need to have the faith. Keep the faith. The 6th house routine, number 3, is all about expansion and growth. And being that on top of the Temperance card, Temperance is again the energy of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter does always speak of expansion and growth, but also legal matters. If you're going through anything legal, you need to trust in the divine purpose, as well as the 6th house routine, as I said, could be dealing with health, your daily routine. And our Temperance is all about, again, keeping the faith, looking at the bigger picture, and anything to do with people at a distance from foreign backgrounds. And now I'd like to I'm looking at the chart. One moment, please. Yeah. All right, so I was talking about that trine. Let's see what else. We've got Pluto and Saturn are retrograde, as well as Jupiter, and they're the big players. Okay, big, big players. So it's a time of retrogrades, and the sun will be in Taurus at that time. Taurus is anything that we value. Mercury is there in Taurus. It's very grounding, the energy at that time. Venus and Uranus, I think I've already mentioned, they're together at 3 degrees. So anything can happen with what we value. Anything can happen with major changes to do with Venusian matters. Venus is rules Taurus, I should say, and so she's very strong there. Now, being close with, being conjunct, almost exact with Uranus says that there are changes in love, changes in projects, anything that we love, and again in our values. Okay, Mars is in Cancer. It's not that strong there, doesn't really like to be there. It's like, it's not, Cancer is a water sign, but it's the house of home, anything to do with our family, our roots. Okay, so it's not very powerful, not very strong there, but it is coming up to the North Node in May. So again, anything to do with what is fated in our lives. We may have, I want to say, roadblocks because Mars will not have the energy that it should have in Cancer. Okay, I think they're the main energies. Let's go on to the next card, the card of Spirit, which is reach out. Okay, so I'm going to read that card for you right now. We know you're reaching out right now for help due to a current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support, however it's presented to you. So the support could be coming through from family, any people that you feel are your family. Okay, so accepting support is a good time. It is a good thing right now. Whether this you're dealing with your daily routine, work, health, because we do have the Nine of Swords here, and you know that could even be speaking of you supporting someone else. If you are dealing with an air sign, someone who's going through troubles at this time, reach out, support them. Okay, be there. That's what it's all about. What we give out, we do receive at some point. So the card of the chocolate cards was chocolate chip cookie manifestation, which does align with the number 30 here, which is the Empress energy. Let's read the card. Okay, take a snapshot, have a look at this card. I will read for you. This card signifies a time of action, activity, and fun. Embrace your outgoing, energetic nature at this time and be the life of the party. Now, that sounds very Leo, doesn't it? This is a card of great potential and prosperity and heralds a time that will see you manifest your heart's desire. Now, remember how I said that we've got the daily routine with a number 30, which speaks of manifestation, and the Empress. Even, let's say, any threes deal and speak with manifestation and expansion. And again, we've got Sagittarian, which is expansion. So you can manifest your heart's desire, it says again. And again, desire speaks of Leo. So some of you may be dealing with Leo energies at this time. Now, in your personal chart, you could have strong energies in Leo, but that would, we would need to do a personal reading for you if you are dealing with Leo matters. Now, keep the positive vibes alive that are inspiring and motivating you at this time. Your manifestation skills are ripe, so keep believing in yourself. Dream big. And again, dream big. Dreams and anything to do with manifesting is very strongly Leo, because Leo is what we create. It's all about, what we give birth to. So again, it rings Leo here. Now, dreams are, your wishes and dreams are the 11th house, which is Aquarius, and that's what's opposite to Leo. All right, so the eclipse that's happening in January could still be affecting you in the month of May. Okay, because from eclipse to eclipse, that in-between stage, especially, of course, the further away you get away from the eclipse, it tends to get more subtle. But the next eclipses would be in July, so we're talking May here. We're still in between both eclipses. So I believe that there's still things happening with you with the eclipse that's going to happen on the 21st of January. All right, so the affirmation here is, I manifest my life the way I want it to be. Prosperity, success, and abundance come naturally to me. And that's very Jupiterian again. All right, so that was the month of May. Let's look at the month of June for you. This was an odyssey to get your reading out to you, dear Cancer. I don't know why. There were forces that were trying to stop me getting these messages out to you, but I have to overcome and I have to go with what my heart says, and I needed to continue the reading as it was. All right, let's go to June. Wow, astrologically speaking, June is a bit crazy. Let me just check something out. Okay, where is it? So, yeah, just letting you know that we've got a total solar eclipse on the 2nd of July, which here we finish up in June, but we can be in the energies even a month before. So again, we've got the feeling of the eclipses that are coming on here in June. 2nd of July is a total solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Cancer, 10 degrees 38 minutes of Cancer. And the next eclipse would be a partial lunar eclipse on the 16th of July at 24 degrees and 4 minutes of Capricorn. So it's, but you know, the eclipses in July are in Cancer, the total solar eclipse in Cancer, and the partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn, because that's where the nodes are. Now, so here we're in eclipse time, I could say, practically. And I was saying that I can see that there are difficult energies, there are oppositions, which says that there is a lot of things happening in the north node, in Cancer, where the north node is. Right across is the south node, where the big players Pluto, Saturn, and the south node are. So on the north node we have Mercury, which is the messenger, and we have Mars. The Mercury and Mars are together. They're practically on the north node. So it's a very fated time. Mercury's communication, anything to do with family matters, you know, anything to do with home. And Mars, of course, is our passion, it's our energy, it's our driving force, it's our aggressiveness. So please be careful at this time with not being too aggressive, not communicating aggressively. As I said, Mars is not really happy in Cancer, so it doesn't really have the energy. Know that whatever is happening in June is very fated, okay? And transformations are going to come through communications, anything written, anything spoken, anything that is passed on through communication. And of course, Mercury deals with our logic as well. So try and be logical, try not to be over aggressive. Now we've got the Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. And the only good thing about changing your reading here is the lighting is much better. So Ten of Swords, it's the darkest before the dawn. This is an ending of some sort. Here you have the Nine of Swords in May. At the end of May and early June, there is some sort of a completion. Again, our intellect, our perception, something is ended, and I feel that the burden lightens. Whatever you've been working through, that's it. It is finishing. And I would say that through communication, heavy communication, but truth coming to light. We've got the Four of Wands, anything to do with family, celebrations, wedding. Now with this mystical tarot deck, this Four of Wands is the, I don't know if some of you have watched my previous readings where I started using this deck, this card, and the depictions, the tower on this card does speak of dimensional, like the different dimensions. Okay, so this is a dream that I've seen, and it wasn't really, it was a lucid dream, which means that I wasn't really sleeping when I saw the dream, and I've found myself being on one of these levels in my dream where I could look down and see. I know that I was probably on the fifth or sixth dimension when I received that message, and then I actually saw something that was very similar to this tower. And when I came across this sort of what can I say, a building, a tower, a creation, I could not believe it. You know, it just rang the bell of that dream. That was a lucid dream. So, yeah, I believe in astral travel. I believe in, you know, when we sleep, we travel. Our body stays here, but we travel to our other dimensions. So I believe that when we travel, we're dealing with other situations. We're finding ourselves on different dimensions. So this is very fated, very karmic, the energy here. So you could be dealing with a love that is a twin flame here. I really believe that with this card, especially when I use this deck and I get the Four of Wands, it speaks of traveling through the different dimensions. Now it is a number 4, so it speaks of family. It speaks of stability in a family situation, tying the knot, promising that there will be a wedding, because it is the card of the wedding. It could be an engagement as well. Here we've got the wedding card, and I said already that there could be the promise of a wedding, right, in January. This could be the inkling, the idea of the wedding, and this could be the actual promise. Let's say for everyone it's going to be different. Nevertheless, it's a party, and it's something that's going to bring you stability. Now here we've got Venus and love. Venus and love is the astrology. As I said, Venus is in the month of May, it was right on top of Uranus. So that is doing things differently. Now in the month of June, Venus has moved into Gemini. And Gemini is all about communication. Gemini is all about siblings, neighbors, short distance travel. And Gemini is right across from Jupiter. Jupiter is looking at the bigger picture. It's dealing with foreign places and people. So communication, anything to do with communication, with the things that I just mentioned, siblings, communicating in love, anything to do with what you love and what your values are. Now the sun is in Gemini in the month of June, and Gemini is very chatterboxy, very talkative. It's a very good time for communication, getting to the bottom of things. Now Venus is our values. You're going to be talking about your values and what you love in the month of June. So something will be ending, and therefore after an ending there is a new beginning. We all know that. Now Venus in love is number 4. As I said, there is a lot going on in the 4th house of Cancer. That's where the North Node is. So where you're moving into faded and karmic times. This is beautiful to have Venus and love here. I love this. Now with the romance angels, we've got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, so honesty through communication, very important. This is a time of communicating. The sun being in Gemini the sun is clarity. Clarity through communication. Right? So whatever's been hidden is going to be shown to you, dear Cancer, because Gemini is your 12th house. And that is the house of darkness. It's the completion. It's the 12th house for you. Okay? Now, let's look at the Spirit card, and it says embrace the moment. Let me read it for you. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. And I'm telling you that what is actually happening is that you're on a wild ride and it's out of your hands what's happening here. It's karmic and fated, so just sit down, belt up, and go with the ride, okay? That's what's happening here in June. You have the Emperor. There's another 4. Now this is someone who is of authority. The South Node is in Capricorn, which is authority. It's the law. Some of you are going to have to abide by what you have been told to do. Don't forget that sometimes we really have to listen to our peers, listen to our boss, go with what the law says. It's not always a time to push, just like it's when you're giving birth. The midwife will tell you it's now time to push. You don't push before it's the right time. Okay, so if you do, you're in trouble because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Go with the flow. Look at this card. There are 4 pillars. It's like he's in between that 4 of wands. Know that you're coming into a time of stability. You're either the leader or you're stabilizing. This could be a partner of yours, which is someone that is very strong. Now this is Aries energy. As you can see, we've got the little sign of Aries here. Now the Emperor can be any fire sign, but mainly we've got Aries here. The Emperor is someone who can pose restrictions. As I said, you have to do things properly and do them by the book, by the way things have been written. You've got to go along with that. You've got to stand in your integrity. Whether this is you or someone else doesn't matter. And again, very Saturnian. Do the right thing. Get the ticket. Get through that door. Otherwise, the door will be locked for you. Okay? Yes, it's not easy, but whatever you do, know that if you're doing the right thing from there on, you just let it go and let the divine do the rest. Okay? If you feel that there is rigid energy, there's friction, let it go. Okay? Now, Mars, which is the ruler of Aries, is on top of the North Node. It's conjunct the North Node. So as I said, it's a very fated time. But the prophet, the good thing that's going to come out of here, and the Emperor says that you're stabilizing your life. Okay? And the chocolate message card is rebirth. Now, rebirth speaks of Pluto. Pluto is right across there with the South Node. Okay, so let go what has died, what has, outgrown through time. It's time to be reborn. Okay, and rebirth does remind me of the Judgment card. Again, very karmic time with Pluto being with the South Node. It is a time of rebirth. Let's see what the message is. And that's the card. Easter eggs. Now, eggs always speak of birth. This card heralds a time of positive new beginnings and powerful accomplishments. And power is what Pluto is. The energy around you at this time feels upbeat and optimistic. As one phase of life passes in order, a new phase is set to begin. An old aspect of life has to die, a metaphorical death, in order for something new to be born. This is a perfect time to start something new. Keep a positive attitude and stay hopeful because lots of good things are about to happen for you. Cancer, this is beautiful. I love June for you. The affirmation is, I start each day fresh and new in the knowing that I will always be supported. I remain ever positive, cheerful, and joyous. This is beautiful. If you are dealing with a Leo, for those of you that are dealing with a Leo, it looks like they're very strong and they are a very powerful sign, even though here we've got Venus. And I want to say that always, if you're a female, check your Venus. Watch the video For the mid-year readings, watch your Venus. If you're a male, watch your Mars. Now, just a rundown of what's happening here. I think that April could be the most difficult time. There is a lot of work here, but you need to believe in your power, believe in, we've got another rebirth here. So some of you are starting a rebirth. The change is starting from the month of April. Love is looking good. There are heart-to-heart conversations here. The Four of Wands does promise stability. Love could be starting. For those of you that are ending some sort of a wedding, maybe you're coming out of a marriage here. Others of you could be not getting out of the marriage, but working through issues. And it looks as though you're restarting, you're working through issues. So for each and every one of you, it's going to be different. The month of June is the most promising. Looks like the eclipses of July are going to behoove you, I would like to say. So it's a very important time for you, dear Cancer. Now, as I have said to all of you, the July-December readings are going to be done on VIMEO. If you're in a hurry to watch them, purchase it. But I will announce when they will be uploaded on Vimeo for purchase. All right? Let me take 3 cards, and I want to use a different deck. I want to use the Fairy Tarot. Just 3 cards, a little bit more information for you. This is your bonus. I haven't done it for any other sign because of the way the reading was done. Let's see for Cancer, January through to June 2019, Spirit Guides and Angels. So, 3 cards for Cancer. Okay, let's take the first card, and we've got Princess of Winter, which is the Page of Swords. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. Information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness. An indigo child or adult. That's the card there. So if you think of breaking up the 6 months with 3 cards, so that would be January, February energy there. The next card would be March and April. Queen of Autumn, which is the Queen of Pentacles. You've got the King of Pentacles here as well. Let me just show you. So we've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So 2 people that, this is very faded. So 2 earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. A king and a queen, which means, this means it's a faded, it's a soulmate, twin flame connection. Now you're showing up as earth signs. Doesn't really matter. You may be dealing with 2 earth signs that are fated to be together. And if this is the way you and your partner are showing up, it means that you're both steadfast, you're not letting go. This is going for the long haul. Let's read the card. Generous, stylish, gracious, practical. Be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. Now, you could be meeting someone, for those of you that are single. For others of you, this is someone who is stabilizing in your life. Now, for March, April, there is a lot of grounding energy. The Mother of Earth, she's the minor arcana of the Empress. The Mother of Earth is someone who's very loving, nurturing, and giving. Okay, and she promises good abundance through work, of course, through hard work, and there is a lot of hard work happening here in the month of April. So you are stabilizing whatever you're doing. And let's take for the last 2 months, which is May and June for Cancer. Let's see. And we've got the King of Spring, which is the King of Wands. Now, this is someone who's very fiery, very passionate, spontaneous. He's a leader. We've got 2 kings and a queen, I'm going to say. Wow, okay. The Emperor, remember? Check that out. Check that out. Now, this could be the same person, okay? And I said that you've got 2 kings. One is an earth sign, and this is a message for some of you, not all of you. We've got one is an earth sign and one is a fire sign. For some of you, it could be one king that's got double, you know, they've got a lot of fire as well as earth in their chart. And it says here, innovative, inspiring, wise, and theatrical. And when I hear theatrical, this could be someone who could be quite creative, of course. Someone who is a leader, as I've said. And they do have a very passionate side. Now, we've got Mars here at this time in the north with the North Node. So this person, whoever this king is in your life, they're showing up as very passionate. There's a strong sexual energy here as well. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your case. Okay, so that, of course, is a message for all of you, but it's going to speak differently to you on different matters in your life. Here we've got a king, a queen, and a king. Okay, the queen seems to be a little bit more stable. The king here is showing up as much more sexual. Excuse me. So, and, you know, the Page of Swords could be a message that's coming through, a message of truth, information, of course. Sometimes it can be difficult, and we do have the wedding card here. Gemini, which is I think, and that's a message. The messenger is coming through. But you've got the Chariot here in February. You've got the Chariot, which is, it says that you're going to overcome everything. And the message that's going to come through could come suddenly, because you've got the Tower as well as the Tower and the Six of Wands. So lots of different messages here, dear Cancer. I don't want to keep going. It does get confusing if it gets too long. I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for trusting in my readings. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Sending you lots of blessings. All the best. Know that you're on a wild ride. Go with it. Go with the flow. And when it's time to press on the pedal, press on it. Press on that accelerator. And go with it. All right? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.